one more problem. Okay, this is also given in the assignment, students, but there was one printing mistake, students. They have not given arrows. Okay, students, so that's why I'm clarifying it here in this video. So this is an assignment 8th question where vector A is directed towards right side. Vector A is directed towards right side. Okay, in the assignment it is not given. The arrow direction is not properly mentioned, and the vector B direction is given upward, students. And then they have given the vector C direction as along the hypotenuse of this triangle downwards. Okay. Now for this figure, which one is the correct relation? That is what the question is about. Okay. So now, students, first of all, let us see for the first case, A bar plus B bar is equal to C bar. So now, students, if you want A bar plus B bar is equal to C bar, A bar plus B bar is equal to C bar, or C bar equal to B bar, A bar plus B bar means first what we'll do, students, according to triangle law, we'll take A bar like this, and then we'll join the tail of the second vector to the head of the first vector, B bar. Now which side we should draw the resultant vector, students? As I told you, we should draw like this, students. If I draw like this, then we can write down as C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. But right now it is given opposite direction, students. So therefore this is not correct, students. Next, suppose if they mentioned that B bar plus C bar equal to A bar, students. B bar plus C bar. Okay. So right now they have given B bar is like this, students. Okay, C bar is given as like this, students, according to the diagram. Now if these two vectors are to be added by triangle law, definitely here our point is considered, correct or not? Tail of one vector is connected to the head of another vector. Now after that, what we should do, students, to find out the resultant of these two, we should draw the resultant of B bar plus C bar is equal to A bar like this, students. As I told, the two tails should be at one point and the two heads should be at one point. Then if this is the diagram, then this relation is correct, students, where A bar is equal to B bar plus C bar. But in the diagram, the A bar direction you see, students, it is given in the right side. So therefore this relation is also not correct, students. Now what is the third one, students? C bar plus A bar equal to B bar. Okay. So let us see, students, C bar. C bar is given as like this. I have taken like that only. And A bar, C bar plus A bar. So that means A bar. This is called A bar. So now, students, according to triangle law, at this point it is correct because the tail of one vector is connected to the head of another vector. Now if you want to add these two vectors, what you should do, students? You should join a line like this such that the two tails are here, the two heads are here. Now if you observe carefully, students, sorry students, this is actually perpendicular. So we can draw up to here. Now if you want to add these two vectors, students, A bar and C bar, what we should do, students? We should draw the line like this such that the two tails are at one place and the two heads are at one place. But just to see the vector B direction, students, here it is given as upward, but here it should be downward. If it is downward, then only this relation is true, students, where B vector is equal to C vector plus A vector, students. Okay. So last relation, students, A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to 0, students. Okay. So now actually in the given diagram, students, if it was if it was like this, students, if it was like this according to the first relation, just now I have drawn here, C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. Means when you are adding A bar to B bar, then C bar will be like this, students. But what they have given, students, they have given opposite direction, students. Here in the question you can see opposite direction. So therefore this is nothing but minus C bar, students, no? Because it is a negative vector. So I can write this as minus C bar is nothing but A bar plus B bar according to the given diagram, that is A bar, this is B bar, and then this is C bar. So therefore minus C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar, or if you take C that side, A bar plus B bar plus C bar must be equal to 0, students. So therefore our final option is correct, students. A bar plus B bar plus C bar. Okay, students. So this is the answer. And here one important note I will tell, students, that whenever you are drawing a particular shape, just like here triangle, or it can be rectangle, or it can be square, or it can be pentagon, or it can be hexagon. If you close that shape in a particular order, just like here you see, students, here A vector right side, then you are joining the tail of the B vector to head, and then again you are joining the tail of C vector to this one, and then head of the third vector to the first vector, tail of the first vector. So if you are, it is like a closed order, means it is like a closed cycle, students. It is like a cycle. Okay. So whenever you get, whenever you are drawing the shape in this order, in the closed manner, then the resultant will always be 0, students. That means the sum of all the vectors is 0. Okay. Suppose let us say if I take A vector here and B vector, I am going in the same order, C vector, see the direction of error. Now if I draw like this, students, D vector, then I can write directly A bar plus B bar plus C bar plus D bar is equal to 0. I hope, students, you understood. Actually, if you want, if you have not drawn this, suppose let us say if you have not drawn this, okay, and you are given only A bar plus B bar plus C bar, then according to Polygon's law, what is the resultant of A bar, B bar and C bar, students? You have to draw the, you have to join the from here to here, students. This is called as actually D bar, students, where D bar is equal to A bar plus B bar, D bar is equal to A bar plus B bar plus C bar, students. But here when you are closing the rectangle in the same order, the triangle order, then it will become what, students? A bar plus B bar plus C bar plus D bar is equal to 0, because when you are closing like this, we should draw the vector as minus D bar, students. Okay. So I hope, students, you understood that one, that by using triangle law and by using parallelogram law, we can almost solve any problem in the topic of addition of vectors, addition of two vectors, either two collinear vectors or two non-collinear vectors. Okay. So now, students, here one important application is there, students. Okay. So this one, this is a little bit lengthy problem, students. Okay. But the same model, students. Okay. Where here the resultant of P bar and Q bar is given as R bar, and if the vector Q is doubled, and if the vector Q is doubled, R is also doubled, and if the vector Q is reversed, R is again doubled. Find the ratio of P is to Q is to R. Okay. So here, students, just application of the equations only, students. Just you have to understand the problem, write the equation, solve the equations. That's all, students. Okay. So now let us see, students, the solution for this one. Okay. So the resultant of P bar and Q bar. Suppose let us say this is the P bar vector, this is the Q bar vector, students. Okay. Now if you want the resultant of this one, how will you get the resultant of this one, students? Just to draw the parallelogram and then join the, draw the diagonal. This is called as R bar, students. So here they told that R bar is equal to P bar plus Q bar. Okay. So I hope we have the standard equation R square equal to plus 2PQ cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two vectors P and Q. Okay. So this is the first situation, students, according to the given data. Now let us see second one. If Q is doubled, that means this vector Q is doubled, students. That means they did not mention about P vector, students. So therefore let us say P vector is like this. Now Q is doubled, students. Q is doubled. Q is now 2 times of Q. Okay. And if Q is doubled, R is also doubled, students. So suppose P vector is here, students. This is the P vector, and they told that Q vector is doubled. So that means this is nothing but 2 times of Q vector, students. Now here R is also doubled, students. No, so first of all, what we have to do, students, we have to complete the parallelogram. We have to complete the parallelogram like this. We have to complete the parallelogram like this. Then you can draw the resultant, students. So when you draw the resultant, students, this is nothing but given as 2 times of R. 2 times of R, because they told that R is doubled, students. So therefore, students, now you can write down the equation as here as double, students. So therefore we can write directly, I am writing the magnitude of this resultant, students, directly. So therefore 2r whole square is equal to p square plus 2q whole square plus the angle is not changed, students, they did not mention. So therefore 2pq, sorry, here q is also q, 2 times of q into cos theta. I hope, students, you should be careful here, 2q. Okay, so this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. Okay, now what is the third situation, students? And if q is reversed, r is again doubled. Okay, students, so now keeping the p same as it is like this here, students, now they told that if q is reversed, actually q in the original first case q is upward, students, so q is reversed means we should draw like this, students. So this is called as minus q. Just it is reversed, that's all, students, it is not doubled, it is not reversed and doubled, it is just only reversed. Then they told that r is again doubled. So r is again doubled means we should again draw the parallelogram, we should complete the parallelogram like this. Okay, students, now draw the diagonal. If you draw the diagonal, students, this is the diagonal where this is 2 times of r, students. Okay, this is 2 times of r. And now what is this angle, students? This angle is 180 minus theta, because this is theta means this angle will be 180 minus theta, students. This angle will be 180 minus theta. So now here, students, how to write the equation? 2r whole square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq. Now here, students, you have to be careful that here you should we write minus q or plus q here, students, because already we have changed the direction, we just have to write the magnitude only, students. Okay, because here we have changed the direction, q is now this side, that means negative direction, negative of q plus q. Minus q vector is nothing but opposite to the q vector, students. So therefore here, either here, of course here if you substitute you will get q square only, but here you should not substitute minus q, students. Minus q you should not substitute, you should substitute only q. Okay, and cos of 180 minus theta. So therefore, because here this 180 minus theta we are writing, no, students, that's why here this should be written as plus q only. So therefore you will get as 4r square is equal to p square plus q square plus r minus 2pq cos theta, students. So this is equation number 3, students. So there are 3 unknowns here, students, means of course here we have to eliminate theta and all. So therefore if you solve these 3 equations, students, by subtracting 1 from 3 or adding 1 and 3 and then substituting in 2, like that you have to do some manipulation, and then if you do this manipulation, finally you will get the answer as p is to q is to r as root 2 is to root 3 is to root 2. Okay, I hope, students, you understood. Basically what I am trying to do here is how to apply that formula, that's all. How to apply that concept, how to understand what is meant by if q is reversed, r is doubled and all. That's what I am trying to explain. After that it is just mathematics only. Just you have some equations and you are asked to calculate the ratio of p is to q is to r. Okay, so I hope, students, you understood this one. So this also you can do it as homework. If you don't get it, you just ask me again. Okay, means the answer, the concept what I explained here, the concept is this much only. Okay, now after that is just a manipulation of 3 equations, students, that's all. Okay, so next, students, the next problem is the actual application of means where do we use this addition and subtraction of vectors. Addition means we can already see it very easily also. Suppose let us say there is a block, one person is applying one force in one direction, another person is applying another force in another direction, both the directions are perpendicular to each other, then we know physically that the net direction would be the direction in between. According to parallelogram law we can calculate. Okay, now where do we use subtraction of vectors? Actually the subtraction of vectors has lot of physical significance. Manywhere we'll use, there are many models of problems afterwards in kinematics where we have to solve problems on river and boat problems, wind and aeroplane, rain and umbrella problems. In all those types of problems, relative velocity, actually the topic is relative velocity, where in those type of problems we have to use this concept of subtraction of vector, students. So one simple application of subtraction of vectors I am explaining here, students. So here this is a very important application, students. So let us see. A body is moving with a uniform speed v in a horizontal circle in clockwise direction. Here it is going in a clockwise direction. A body is moving in a clockwise direction, students. Okay, that means it is going like this, like this, like this. A body is moving like this, students, with a uniform speed v in a horizontal circle in clockwise direction starting from A. Okay, students. What is the change in velocity? Change in velocity is what they are asking in half revolution. That means by the time it comes from A to C, what is the change in velocity? Okay, students. I hope, students, before going to it, I hope you know the difference between speed and velocity. Okay, speed is a scalar which will have only magnitude, and velocity is a vector which will have both magnitude and direction. Okay, students. So now here they are asking change in velocity. Whenever they are asking change in velocity, change is represented by delta, students. Change in velocity is nothing but the difference. That means final velocity minus initial velocity, students. This is the definition of change in velocity. Whenever we are asked change means how much? Final from change in displacement. Final displacement minus initial displacement. That is what the actual meaning of change. So change in velocity. So therefore delta V bar is delta represents change, students. This is called change. So delta V is equal to Vf bar minus Vi bar. So now they are asking, students, in half revolution. Okay, students. So before that, students, let me explain this. First of all, here you can see in the image that where a person is rotating this one, correct or not, students? Okay. So now as he is rotating, we are rotating like this, students. Like this, it moves like a circle, horizontal circle. It moves like this, horizontal circle, like this, and then at whichever point you release, it will go in that direction, students. Suppose if you release at this point, it will go here. If you release at here, it will go here. If you release at here, it will go here. I hope, students, you understood. So at that point, that is called as the direction. Direction of the ball is that one direction. The direction of the ball is at that point is tangential. Suppose this is the center. This is the radius. Called as tangent. This is called as tangent. So therefore, students, whenever we are asked to calculate the direction of the velocity just at a point in a circle, we just have to draw the tangent, students. Because by practical experience also you can know. Suppose let us say if she is holding the ball here, and if you cut this thread, what will happen, students? It will go in this direction. Tangentially it will go. Okay. So that is what actually the speed, the velocity direction. The velocity direction can be obtained by drawing a tangent at that point, students. Okay. So I hope, students, you understood this diagram. So now let us see. Now let us see, students, how to find out this change in velocity for half revolution, students. Half revolution means for first part half revolution. First part half revolution means from A to C, when the body goes from A to C. So now at the point A, students, at the point A, its velocity is which side, students? Direction, it is upward. So that means this magnitude is V, upward. Okay. Okay, students. So therefore this is called as V. Okay. Now when it comes to C, after completing half revolution, now what is the direction of velocity, students? It is downward. Just now I told tangentially, because now it is going in the clockwise direction, it will be downward, students. So therefore its direction is downward, students, like this. Same magnitude. So that means here also you can see, here also you can draw. This is called as this one. Okay, students. So this is called as, now since it is downward direction, I can write it as minus V vector. Students, this is V vector upwards, this is the minus. Actually it is here, I just shifted parallel to itself, because we can always transport the vector, no, students. Suppose I have shifted to here like this, students. That is what I have done here. This is a plus V, this is a minus V, students. This is a plus V vector and this is a minus V vector. Now they are asking what is the change in velocity. Change in velocity is what, students? Final velocity minus initial velocity. Velocity at point C minus velocity at point A. Okay. Velocity at point C is which? What is the, students? Minus of V vector minus What is the velocity at A, students? It is velocity at A is towards upwards only, students. So v. So that is equal to minus of 2 times of v. So which implies 2 times of minus v, students. So that means 2 times. Suppose if v is equal to 5 meters per second, then change in velocity is 10 meters per second minus of 10 meters per second. Minus indicates which side, students? Downward, because we are taking upward as positive. So therefore change in velocity is towards downward. Downward how much, students? 10 meter per second. Okay. So now second one, coming to the second one. Now if you complete only quarter circle, students, what is the answer? Suppose if you complete only quarter circle means you are going from A to B. Okay, students. So now when you are going to B, students, at that point what is the direction of velocity, students? How to find out the direction of velocity at that point? Just draw the tangent, that's all. Okay. So now at that point we have drawn the tangent, and now I want the change in velocity from initial to final. So therefore what I have to do, students, now this is from A to B, students, A to B. So when it is at A, it is which side, towards which side, students? Upward. When it is at A. When it is at C, when it is at B, it is towards the right side, students. So I can shift it parallel to anywhere, no, students. I can shift it this to here, like this. So that means I can draw here. I can draw here, students. Okay. So this is the magnet. This is the v vector, students. This is v vector, students. Now this is at point C, students. This is VC. That is at the speed, the velocity or the speed at point B, students. Sorry, this is at point B. This is at point A, students. Now you are asked to calculate Vf minus V bar. That means our change in velocity is nothing but Vf minus of Vi. Okay. Previously, students, these are collinear vector, students. So just added like that. Okay. Now these are non-collinear, students. So whenever we are adding two non-collinear, students, we should go by either triangle law or parallelogram law. So here, students, we can go by parallelogram law, where just we have to draw one parallelogram like this. If you draw the parallelogram, and then if you draw the resultant, that means diagonal is the resultant, called as the change in velocity, students. Actually this is the direction, where this we can write as Vf of minus of Vi bar, students. This we can, basically we are adding, this is nothing but Vf plus of minus Vi, students. Okay. So Vf finally where it is, students? Finally it is at B, Vb plus of minus of Va, students. Now here, students, actually here we are adding Vb and Va only. So that means this diagram is not correct. We have to add Vb and minus Va. So that means Va vector should be reversed. That means if Vb vector is like this, Va vector should be written as like this. Now if you complete the parallelogram like this, then this is called as delta V, students. This is called as delta V. I hope, students, you understood how to, these two are of the same magnitude, students. Magnitude wise, wherever it is moving in a horizontal circuit, magnitude remains constant, students. So therefore here resultant you have to calculate, students. This resultant is nothing but this is V, this is also V. So that means if you want to calculate the magnitude of change in velocity, that is nothing but root over V square plus V square, that is equal to root 2V along this direction. Of course you can calculate the angle also, students. Angle will be exactly at 45 degrees. Exactly at 45 degrees, or you can say minus 45 also, you can say exactly at 45 degrees, minus 45 degrees to the positive x-axis, minus 45 degrees from positive x-axis, I hope, students, you understood. This is the application. Where do we use actually the subtraction of vectors, and where do we use actually the addition of vectors? Okay, students. So by this we have completed the the main topic in our vectors, that is called as addition and subtraction of vectors, students. So I hope you have learnt how to solve the problems and all. So practice the assignment, and practice, if you have any other textbooks also, practice more problems on this one. As much you practice, that many doubts you will get, and you get clarified, and then you again practice it. This is the way of learning, students. So I hope you will do best in such a way that you should solve the problems in such a way that after that you should not have any doubt in solving any of the problem in that model, students. So that's how like that you should practice, students. So for today we'll end this session, students. In the next session we'll see the next topic, that is called as unit vector and resolution of vectors. Means that that topic is also like addition of vectors only, but it's a very easy way to add two vectors or more than two vectors, students. That is the easiest method. So we'll see in the next session, students. Thank you very much.